Hey, brothers and sisters, here's another one of my Charlie Kirk videos, just watching short clips of things that he had to say. And if he said other things that I'm missing, please send them to me in the comments because I'm wanting to watch all this stuff because I'm trying to understand who the man was. And I'm liking just about everything I'm seeing. I got to tell you guys, I'm going to let my biases out there for everyone to see. And I hadn't watched these videos before. So this one's a really interesting one where I think they're telling him that Donald Trump is bad or capitalism is bad, something like that. Let's watch it and see, because I haven't watched the whole. I watched just a few seconds of it and said, "Ooh, this looks interesting. This should be spicy." So let's see what we think about this. Again, just trying to get to know Charlie Kirk instead of just hating him without knowing him. And I think this video goes along with that perfectly, because get the title there. It's easy to hate what you don't know. So let's see how this one goes.
Who would you rather trust to design a prosperous economy?
How do you know Donald Trump and Elon Musk are not just keeping money for themselves? They're both billionaires too.
But like,
I'm just saying.
See, but hold on. Let me ask you a very blunt question. Have you ever met a billionaire?
No, I haven't.
Hold on. How do you know how they think then? No, you've never met a billionaire. How do you know what they do?
Bro,
you don't.
There's a history of Donald Trump being a businessman, man. He wants to run the country like a business. Hold on, this is an important thing. It's
easy to hate that which you don't know. It's easy to crap on those that you actually not talk to. Because that billionaire, let's take Albertsons, for example, that named your stadium. Albertsons employs tens of thousands of people in the state, and good on them for doing it, to make sure that you guys can get the groceries you need to feed your family. But guess what? He became a billionaire because of it. But you know what? He should become a billionaire for the people he employs and the risks that he took, and also the good that has done for this city and the charity that's been back to the community here.
Let me talk to Donald Trump personally to see if you're correct or not.
You said billionaires. Again, I could go through Trump or Elon Musk, but how about the other? You have Melaleuca that named the stadium. You go after billionaire after billionaire. You know what you find? Someone that had a really good idea, that was able to risk it all, that probably employed over 100,000 people and made a lot of other people rich. The question should never be, how do we take money away from people? That's easy. That's theft. You do that when you're 3 years old. The question that society has to answer instead is, how do you create wealth? That is a much harder question. When you go visit sub-Saharan Africa, they're trying to figure that out. They wonder why we're able to have buildings as beautiful as this, and why we're able to have, the standard of living that we enjoy in America. And the answer is because we have market principles where entrepreneurs can take risks and are able to get a reward at the end of it. Now, should we ever get to a place where the middle class is shrinking to such a great degree? No, that's why Donald Trump's agenda is to first and foremost rebuild the American middle class, not necessarily pander to the elite interests. And let me close with this, just as a point. The wealthiest counties in America almost all vote for Democrats and vote for Joe Biden. The Democrat Party is a party of the permanent wealthy class, where the Republican Party...
I agree. I think both parties are.
But hold on. But let me just... Bernie Sanders is a fraud and a fake, because as he is talking about fighting the oligarchy, everything that he would do would crush innovation, crush entrepreneurship, and not actually help the American middle class. And this is why. He refuses to stand with Donald Trump every time he does something good that would actually help middle class workers.
All right, so I thought that was really good. It was really a defense of capitalism, I would say. If you're a socialist, you probably didn't like this. Charlie seems to really think that people going out there, taking risks with a good idea, making money, that's a good thing because it's kind of trickle down. That gives people jobs, and jobs are good for everybody, and everyone gets richer that way. It's kind of that capitalistic theory. And I like that. I'm not a socialist, so I like all that. But I think the actual more important thing is I like that it's easy to hate what you don't know, where at the beginning he was educating the guy on, well, how did people become billionaires? Why do we hate them all? And then he reminded him that there's a lot of Democrat billionaires in the Democrat Party. But I think the main point here really is it's easy to hate what you don't know. And that's why I'm actually doing these videos, so that I can know Charlie Kirk and let other people know Charlie Kirk. Let me know if you got this wrong. Again, as I always say, I think the only argument against this one's going to be if you just don't believe in capitalism and capitalism is bad. But I believe in it, and so I thought this was great. The Bernie shot was kind of interesting because I used to like Bernie. I was probably a little bit of a Bernie bro back in the day, when he had the opportunity to run for president against Hillary. And it's a shame that he couldn't have got up on the ballot because he might have beat Trump. I think he would have had a good chance of beating Trump. All right, so that's what I think. If you guys like this, like and subscribe. Let me know what's not to like. Thanks. Bye.